Stop using OpenClaw's default memory. If you're just dumping notes into a massive Markdown file and hoping the agent remembers it tomorrow, you aren't building an autonomous employee, you're actually building just a toy. So the second your chat gets too long, OpenClaw compresses your history, it deletes your strict instructions, and it acts like it has amnesia. So there are half a dozen professional memory plugins you can install with one line of code to fix this, but the community is completely divided on which one is actually the best. So I tested all of them, and here's the ultimate OpenClaw memory tier list. So let's start with option 1, which is native Markdown files, which most people manage using an application called Obsidian. So the default OpenClaw behavior out of the box is to use this, and the agent will literally just write plain text to these files on your computer. Now, you usually have a soul file for its personality, an agent file for its rules, and daily log files. So there are massive pros to this. It is 100% free, it works completely offline, and it's transparent, so you can open Obsidian and literally read your agent's mind like it's a diary. So if you use a free service like Tailscale, you can even sync this Vault across your devices, such as your laptop, your phone, whatever, and the cons are brutal. So essentially I call this the token bloat trap. So OpenClaw forces the agent to read these core Markdown files every single time you ask it a question. So just imagine forcing an employee to reread a 500-page manual every single time you ask them a simple question. So over a few weeks, your daily logs get so massive that they choke the agent's context window. So it gets slow and then it starts hallucinating, and your API bills will just go through the roof because you're paying to process thousands of useless words over and over. So you do absolutely need Markdown files for strict rules because these files survive compaction, but using this as your only memory storage is just a disaster. So I'm going to put this in the C tier. Option 2 is Mem0. So this is the heavyweight champion of the cloud memory plugins. So Mem0 solves the token bloat problem we discussed before by acting like a silent secretary. So it just sits in the background, it watches your conversations, and it automatically extracts the important facts, the project details, and the preferences to a cloud database. So the pros here are incredibly tempting, especially for non-technical users. So there is zero manual maintenance, and it's also true that you can just set it and forget about it. It does use semantic search, meaning if you told it 3 weeks ago that your client likes minimalist design, and today you ask for a layout, it will remember the concept, not just the exact keywords. But I have been reading a bit about this, and there is a hidden trap. So the hidden trap is that you essentially lose your privacy. So your private code base, your API strategies, and your personal thoughts are all being sent to a third-party server. And what's worse is that it will silently drain your wallet because Mem0 is constantly running embedding models in the background to organize your thoughts. And I did notice in the comments that people were reporting that it costs up to 7 cents per message, so that will add up incredibly fast. So if you are an enterprise business that doesn't really care about cloud API costs, it's amazing, but for the solo builder or local AI enthusiast, it's just way too expensive. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in the B tier. Now, if you want the automated power of Mem0, but you want to keep your data private and stop paying cloud fees, then there is a third option, which is a local vector database called LanceDB. So LanceDB is an open source serverless vector database. So thanks to OpenClaw's plugin architecture, you can swap out the default memory for LanceDB with just a single configuration change. Now the pros are that there's infinite scaling, and it is very fast, and you can feed it gigabytes of project history with massive code repositories and years of chat transcripts, and it won't even break a sweat. Now, best of all, the vector embeddings happen locally on your hard drive, meaning that your data is 100% private. Now, what are the cons? So it's just a complete black box. To make things fast, LanceDB stores everything in binary database files. Unlike Obsidian, you can't just open a folder and read what your agent is thinking, or easily edit a bad memory. If the agent learns something wrong, fixing it is just a highly technical headache. So it is the ultimate compromise for power users dealing with massive complex code bases who refuse to use the cloud. And I'm going to put this one in the A tier. Real quick, I just wanted to mention that I've created a marketplace for skills where currently I have a few free skills, and you can find that at remoteopenclaw.com, and you can check the link in the description. There's also a link to the school community, and yeah, feel free to join. Now, option 4 is the bleeding edge of AI memory, knowledge graphs. So essentially using plugins like Graphiti or Bonfires. So standard memory, even vector databases, just search for concepts. Whereas knowledge graphs, they actually draw out a map and they connect entities together. So it learns that user Zach is connected to OpenClaw, which requires an API key, which is stored in Project X. So this gives your agent actual episodic memory, and it understands timelines. It also understands how your business hierarchy works and how different tools relate to one another. The downside is that it is highly experimental and it is prone to breaking. And if your agent hallucinates and maps the wrong relationship between two concepts, untangling that massive web of nodes manually is just an absolute nightmare. So in 12 to 18 months, this will be the undisputed S tier standard for all AI, but right now, I think it's just for advanced engineers who like fixing broken code. So I'm going to put it in the A tier. So option 5 is the hard data layer. So whenever we talk about data, someone always says that you should be using Postgres with pgvector. And Postgres is incredible if you're building a massive SaaS application hosted on a virtual private server. But for 90% of people running OpenClaw locally on a Mac Mini or a laptop, Postgres is massive overkill and a nightmare to manage. So instead, OpenClaw has native out-of-the-box integration with SQLite. And just think of SQLite like a mathematically perfect Excel spreadsheet. Vector databases are great for fuzzy conversational memory, but they guess based on semantic closeness. So SQLite does not guess. If you ask your agent, show me a list of all API endpoints that require user authentication, vector search might accidentally skip one, whereas SQLite will write a perfect SQL query and give you a 100% factual, mathematically guaranteed list with zero hallucinations. So the catch is that it's completely useless for conversation. You cannot store your coding preferences or personality vibe in a strict SQL table. So you should never use this as your only memory, but you absolutely must use it alongside another system to handle your app data. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in the A tier. Now finally, option 6 is QMD. So this is OpenClaw's native experimental search backend built by the creator of Shopify. So I'm going to be real with you. QMD is the absolute holy grail of local memory. And here's how it works. So QMD is a mini search engine that runs directly on your computer alongside OpenClaw. It looks at your tier 1 obsidian markdown files, but instead of forcing the agent to read the whole file, it uses hybrid search. So it searches by exact keyword matches using BAM25, and it uses a completely free local OLAM embedding model to search by the meaning of your words. So QMD has two secret weapons that no one really talks about. The first is MMR, which is maximal marginal relevance. So if you ask about your network setup, you don't want the agent to retrieve 5 identical daily logs from last week, whereas MMR will force the search results to be diverse, giving the agent the widest possible context. The second is temporal decay. So if you have daily logs going back 6 months, an old note might outrank a new one just because the wording matched better. So temporal decay applies a mathematical half-life to your notes, whereas yesterday's notes get a 100% priority score, while a note from 90 days ago will just fade into the background. So your agent will naturally prioritize recent and relevant context. So instead of loading a 10,000 word document into your context window and draining your API key, QMD reaches in, it will grab the exact 3 diverse recent sentences the agent needs and injects only that. So it is also 100% free, it's 100% private, and it completely eliminates token bloat. So it just takes about 5 minutes to set up the config file, but once it's running, it is essentially the undisputed champion. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in the S tier. So what is the final answer? Well, the secret to persistent memory is that professional builders don't just pick one of these. We combine them into a 3-tier architecture. For example, With tier 1, you can use Obsidian as your human layer, so you can visually see what the agent is planning. In tier 2, you can use QMD to search those massive Obsidian files instantly for free without causing the token bloat. And for tier 3, you can use SQLite to store dense, structured app data so the agent never hallucinates a fact. So to keep this entire system flawlessly, I use what I call a dream cycle. And it's essentially a nightly script that runs at 2 in the morning, telling the agent to consolidate its daily logs, to compress its memory, and also update the QMD index while I sleep. Now, if you want to stop dealing with amnesia and finally build this exact 3-tier architecture for yourself, click the video on the screen right now, and I will walk you through the entire setup step by step, included the automated nightly defrag script. So if you click on that video, I'll see you over there.